Hello, Dead Universe. I am Dan, at least on paper, and if it's Wednesday, it's Walker Wednesday. Now, this week, we are going to be talking conventions. We're going to tell you a couple stories, show you some pictures. It's going to be fun. I wanted to do this since the beginning, but I didn't. I did other things. I did a little trial episode. Well, last week we talked box sets because I had a few other things getting in the way. But this week, conventions. Next week, we're going to talk video games. So that'll be fun. But that's next week. This week, we're here for conventions. Without further ado, let's change this up. There we go. That's a little bit better. So, taking this thing off. This is not cosplay. Stick around to the end of the episode and we'll show you something a little bit better. But I want to talk conventions this week, and I alluded to something last week, a picture, but we said we weren't going to talk about it, so let's talk about it now. Minus the light in the background, it's hard to see, but that picture right there, that is, oh look, reflection. This picture, this is one of my many pride and joys, because it is a collection of things. We're going to sit down in this chair. So, it is a collection of people that I have met at different conventions, and that's the whole concept of this episode. We're going to talk stories. So I have, what do I got? 3 stories? We'll keep it small because I want these to stay short. We're going to have 3 good stories about The Walking Dead and people that I've met at various conventions. And it's one of the few things, one of the many things, but I really miss with the whole pandemic right now. I miss conventions. I've had 3 already that I haven't been able to go to, with a 4th one on the horizon in the spring, which I know won't happen. It's just what it is. Things will get better. But until then, we can reminisce with some stories. So, without further ado, I want to start. Should we start at the beginning? Let's start at the beginning. The beginning's always the best place to start with any story. The first convention I went to that I met anybody Walking Dead related was Wizard World, Minneapolis. Now, Wizard World is the traveling circus of comic conventions, so I've traveled a couple different states to go to them. But at the very first Wizard World, I met 2 people from The Walking Dead. We met Brighton Sharbino, who plays Lizzie, and we met Michael Rooker. Now, both of them were really nice to meet, and we are, of course, rocking something. We're not rocking proper Walking Dead material here. We're more wearing the Walking Drunk, which is a t-shirt I picked up at a gift shop on my Vegas trip in the before times. But, we got to be rocking something. But I digress. When I went to this Wizard World and met these 2, pretty sure I met Michael Rooker first, so I think he's the first Walking Dead cast member I've met, but I'm not 100% sure because that was years ago. I think I went to his line when I was waiting because Brighton wasn't at her line, but whatever. I'm sad I'm not wearing it, and I'm too lazy to change. I have a t-shirt that I bought from Brighton's booth, and it is one of my 3 favorite shirts, only because I got to buy it from like an actual person rather than just like a website. But I have a Walker shirt, so maybe next week we'll wear that. But yeah, I actually met her twice, 2 different days, because the first day I went, I met her, I got my picture signed by her, and she drew. Oh, we gotta get up. She drew. Hard to see. Hopefully you can see it. I'm battling. Where are you? Okay, right here. And she drew a little flower, so that was kind of neat. But I got that signed by her, and of course Michael Rooker signed it as well as many other people, but we'll get into that. But I didn't see until day 2 of this convention that she actually had these t-shirts at her booth, so I ended up going back and essentially paying again for another photo / getting one of these shirts because I thought they were funny. So, simple little story, but yeah, I got to meet her at the time. I got crap on my shirt. What else are you gonna do? Dust. But yeah, I met both of them, and Michael Rooker is gonna transition into story 2. When I met him at this convention, the one that we just spoke of, I got a little Mallrats pin, which was kind of cool, since he was in Mallrats, which is filmed in my home state, and actually was filmed in my a city I spent most of my growing up time in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. But so that was cool getting that little pin from him because freebies. But I want to fast forward a little bit to a convention, Wizard World, that I went to out of state in Columbus, Ohio. So yeah, I flew to Columbus, Ohio to meet somebody who canceled 4 days before my flight left. That person was not Walking Dead related, but it's one of the few people that if you know me and you know who I'm talking about, I want to meet him. And I actually had a friend give me a birthday present recently, which was a cameo video from him. So uh, Will Friedle. But one day we'll get to him. Regardless, when we went to Columbus, Ohio, at that convention, I got to meet two more Walking Dead people. Supposed to be three, but Sasha, whose actress name I can't remember, canceled. But I got to meet Emily Kinley, who plays Beth, and Ross Marquand, who plays Aaron. There we go. But I also want to say that at this convention, Michael Rooker was there. Now, the funny thing I say about this is that I haven't already met him. I already got something signed, so I wasn't there to meet him. But while waiting in line for my person, which I believe was Ross at the time, I think I was in line for Ross Marquand. He wasn't at his booth yet, but Michael Rooker showed up, and he loves his fans. If you've never met him at a convention, do it. He's awesome. But he was high-fiving and saying hi. And there was somebody there that I think he met before. I don't know, but he was talking to them, and they had a little exchange. And I was right on the middle wall, and there will be a picture probably put in right about here. Now that picture will kind of show you where I was, and also shows you what happened. I essentially gave him crap because he was saying hi to all these people, and then he gave somebody a hug, and I was like, "Oh, where's my hug?" And well, as you can see in that photo, yeah, I got a nice little hug from him, and I had to ask because a bunch of random people, and I was hoping somebody got a picture of it, which clearly somebody did. So it's a very impromptu photo, but it was really fun to get that little interaction with them. Yeah, he's awesome. Uh, I said 3 stories, but I'm going to tell you 4 because maybe 5. 5 stories? It's going to be 5 stories now. I do want to say, we'll go quickly into story 3 because it's a short one and we just edited it. Of everybody Walking Dead related that I've met at conventions, my favorite is torn between story 3 and 4, but I'm going to say I've met the Reedus. He is awesome. He loves his fans too. He's a good hugger. Got a great hug from him. Got a great photo with him. But the picture that I have signed by several people, the one person that I've met that's not on there is Norman Reedus. Now, the only reason he's not signed on that photo is because he's signed on that one. So, what that is we can go over here. That's a Boondock Saints poster. But more importantly, it is a wood print Boondock Saints poster that I picked up at a Goodwill for a few bucks. And I've had it actually signed by Sean Flannery, David Delarocco, and Norman Reedus. I had to make a decision because at the time, money. And I think he was charging like $80. And I was like, do I really want to pay $160 for him to sign that one and that? But I lugged that big thing. That big. That one. So it was going to happen. But still got to meet him. Still got an awesome photo with him. He's an awesome guy. If I go to a convention again that he's at, then we'll probably get that one signed too because, I want to keep adding to it. Transitioning into story, where are we at? 4 now? 4. The only person I've met other than Reedus that's kind of contends for Walking Dead related, my favorite to meet, would be Mr. Scott Wilson. Rest in peace. I was glad I got the chance to meet him at Wizard World. These are all Wizard World stories, aren't they? They are. I don't meet Walking Dead people at non-Wizard World events. It's weird. I met him at Wizard World in Chicago, and he is super awesome. I have 2 photos with him. One is blurry, and the other one, my eyes are closed. But it's what it is, so, I'm still glad that I got to meet him. But my story with him is a very simple story. Now, the picture, that thing, I actually bought at my very first convention. I bought it at not Wizard World. I bought it at drawing a blank, drawing a blank. What is the name of that convention? Give me a moment. It was Metacon. I had to do a little bit of research to figure out its name. Got a lot of friends that don't like that convention anymore for a lot of reasons. We won't get into any of that. But regardless, I bought that picture from a booth that was labeled the Stanley Charitable Auction or whatever. I don't know. They were doing stuff for the Stanley Foundation at the time. So I picked up that photo for, I think I only paid like $10 for it. It didn't have any COA or anything, and it had one name written on it. Now that name is, as you guessed by where this story's going, was Scott Wilson. And I was like, all right, cool. I like The Walking Dead, It's something that's like signed by him, huh? All right, cool. Whatever. Now, fast forward to Chicago and getting to meet the man. And I wanted a photo with him regardless, because that was going to happen. And you saw the photo with the eyes closed. Yeah. And I asked the man a very simple question. I was like, "Hey, I got this photo not too long ago, and I was just curious if whether or not you remember signing it, or if you can like give me any vouching of, hey, is this you?" So, what did he do? Well, I'm gonna show you what he did. So, on the top there, you see what was originally written, and below it is what you see is written now. Now, the signatures are definitely a little different, which makes me wonder about that original signature, but there were a lot of years in between, so who knows? Multiple factors. Regardless, the signature on the bottom is legit, and that was awesome that he did that. Not only did he do that, and this is the part that I start to wonder a little bit about. Nobody charged me for it, and like conventions, that's a big thing. Everybody charges for so many things. I've gotten some freebies, but this is Walking Dead related, so this is not the story of the other stuff. I think there's two. There's two. There's two freebies, but that's a different video for a different day. Um, I don't know if it was like if they thought I had paid for it. I don't know. I feel bad, but I don't because this was years ago. But either way, he authenticated it himself by re-signing it. So hey, that's awesome. The guy is awesome. I remember watching him on what was it, CSI? So and then he became Herschel. So that's story 4, I think. Yeah. So we're gonna tell one more story here tonight. Uh, Now this is a very simple story, and the only reason I tell this story is because I got him to chuckle, and that's what matters, I think. This is the same event that I met Scott Wilson at, because there were, if I remember correctly, there were 3 tables lined up. It was Scott Wilson, um, Father Gabriel, Seth Gilliam. There we go. Who I've met him, and then we had the last booth in this line. There were supposed to be 4, but the governor apparently decided not to show up. But the third booth was Mr. John Bernthal, and there was a pause because I was gonna maybe throw in a picture, and I will. Maybe I'll throw it in right now. So I got to meet Mr. John Bernthal, who went on to become the Punisher, and this was before that time. This was only when he was announced that he was going to be playing it, but Daredevil and all that hadn't happened yet. But that's not where the story's going. The story's going with, while waiting in line, there was a kid, and like, I'm not a kid. I'm an older guy. I'm in my 30s right now, so and this was years ago when I was in my late 20s, so I was still an older guy compared to a little child. And the little kid is small enough that he's able to pick him up. So he did. He picked up this kid, and they took a nice picture together where he was holding this kid. And then I get to my spot in line, and or my spot with him, and of course I was like, hey, and I kind of reached out like, and gave him a quick one, like, can I be picked up too? And he chuckled, and he's like, no, man, no. So it was fun. It was just a little thing, like, because I knew he wasn't going to pick me up. Like, come on. But it still just made me giggle, and the fact that I got a little like out of him, that was awesome. So, yeah, conventions. It's a thing. It's the running theme of this video, and like, I've met a lot of people, and maybe there'll be a little montage here at the end of some pictures, and I've gotten some cool pictures with some of these people, and there's still a handful I want to meet. there's just, I like thinking about it because it's fun. It's just the atmosphere, the environment. I've dressed up at a lot of these conventions. I think to this day, my Negan costume I've worn more than anything, and I've done multiple variations of it. I got a photo right here. That's like the half done Negan, and that's when I got to meet Charles Martinet, who voices Mario. But that was like Negan from the waist up because I didn't have the right pants and I wasn't wearing boots, and somebody actually gave me crap at the convention about not having boots. But I got better as time went on. I've done a few other events. I've dressed like words, man. I've dressed as Negan so many times that I'm starting to lose count, and I've gotten better and better each time. I got new boots one year, which are my Negan boots. I wear them occasionally out and about, but they are my Negan boots. I've got multiple Lucille's, couple real. Um, but I've had a lot of fun doing a very simple role. Hell, even one of the Lucille's pictured right here. Yeah, I got Vern Troyer, rest in peace, to meet or to hold Lucille as well. So that was a fun picture. I've met other Negans. I think I got a photo. Hopefully, it's right here. But if it's not there, then that's just me and editing. I've had a lot of fun doing that. But there is another. There's one costume that I'm actually working on, more than one, but there's one in particular that, well, it's done. Never mind. I don't have to go. I was gonna go put this on. I was gonna go all the way to the garage, and that's like down the stairs, and that's a lot of work. I have a photo of me wearing this costume because I forgot. I creeped out. Bonus story: a random dude at the Eden Prairie Mall a year ago. They were doing like a Halloween photo booth, and like it was a whole send us a photo on Twitter, and you could get a chance at a gift card, which I never won anyways. But I actually got a random old dude to take my photo wearing this. Now I'd love to wear that out and about at a convention. I'm a big fan of that costume, so yeah. But I'm working on other stuff at the same time, so I don't know how long I'm running. I'm starting to fade, so we are going to end this video. But I am gonna say something. I'm gonna reach out to the dead universe. I'm gonna reach out to you guys. I'm gonna ask you. Next week is gonna be Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate, and in the spirit of giving, I want to give something back. I want to give something out there. But I want I want to be a little greedy and I want something in return. So I'm asking you, please. I think I'm at like 31 subscribers, which is not a lot. If I can get to 50, that's a simple number by next Wednesday when I do the next video, I'm going to be giving something away for free, other than, you clicking that button down there somewhere. What it is, I have to go grab. So edit. Don't you love the power of editing? So what we got here? I got a message. Oh, yeah, I looked up the answer, Mike, but thank you. I had to reach out to ask about Metacon, but I ended up Googling it and found it. What we got here is this little dude. He is a Morpez, apparently. More importantly, little Tyrese. We're going to give this away. We're going to send this to somebody. We'll do, if we get to that 50 mark, very simple. We're just going to reach out, grab a bunch of names, and somebody's going to get this. We're going to send it to them. That's it. That's simple. I'm just asking for just some support, if you got a story too, if you got a convention story, definitely throw it in the comments, either on the Facebook post of this or on the actual YouTube page. I appreciate any support, and I like to hear stories that you guys have. So yeah, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Hope I get some support. Understand if I can't, that's okay. That's okay. I'm still having fun. I'm having fun again. I started another weekly show a while ago, and then I stopped for a while, and now I'm trying to just have fun with this new show. Next week, tune in for our Christmas special. Maybe we'll even have a hat on. But next week, we're going to talk Walking Dead universe and video games. until then, I got nothing else for you. Just be safe. You be kind. I'll see you next time.